Okay, so we're going to try something a little wild. We're going to cover thousands of years of human history in, well, just the next few minutes. From the first tiny cities made of mud bricks to our crazy, sprawling digital world, this is our story, the great arc of human civilization.
Think of our journey in 4 big chapters. We're going to start way back in the ancient world, where the whole idea of a city was brand new. Then we'll see how classical empires, the Greeks and Romans, created these blueprints for society that we're still using. After that, we'll watch a world get reborn from chaos. And finally, we'll dive into the dizzying, non-stop pace of the modern era. And trust me, each one of these shifts was a total game changer.
All right, so where does our story begin? Well, like so many great stories, it starts near the water. We're heading back to these incredibly fertile river valleys where the very idea of civilization first took root. So, let's get on the same page. What do we even mean by civilization? It's way more than just a bunch of people living together. It's that magic moment when we start creating these complex systems. Things like organized governments, written laws, shared institutions. It's basically the operating system that allowed humanity to scale up in a huge way.
And this big idea, it didn't just pop up in one spot. It kind of sparked to life in 2 incredible places, and each one was totally shaped by its river. Over in Mesopotamia, you had the wild, unpredictable Tigris and Euphrates. That forced people to invent written laws just to manage everything. But then you have Egypt, with the super predictable Nile River. That consistency allowed them to pull off mind-blowing engineering projects and create a calendar so accurate, it's basically the great-great-grandfather of the one on your phone today.
Okay, so from those first foundations, let's jump forward to the era that basically wrote the instruction manual for the Western world. We're heading into the classical age, the time that gave us the blueprint for, well, pretty much everything, from our buildings to our brains.
First up, you've got ancient Greece. And their really big idea? It was this belief that humans could use reason to figure things out and build a better world. That simple idea gave us democracy, philosophy that asks all the big questions, and art that put the human experience front and center. You could say they wrote the original source code for Western thought.
And right on their heels, the Romans. Now, they were absolutely brilliant conquerors, sure, but their real genius, their real magic, was in holding it all together. They were master engineers, master administrators. They just got it, that to control the world, you first have to connect it.
Just take a look at this. The Roman legacy is all about stuff that works. Their engineering, the roads, the aqueducts, that was the physical hardware of the empire. Their legal system created the social software to run it, and their language, Latin, became the code that spread all across Europe. It's no joke, we are still living in a world that the Romans built.
So, what happens when a giant empire like Rome finally crumbles? Well, you get a period of, let's say, major change. But all that chaos actually set the stage for this incredible, explosive rebirth of knowledge and pure creativity. People love to call the time after Rome the Dark Ages, right? But honestly, that's just not the full picture. Not even close. While Europe was breaking apart, the great Islamic civilizations were becoming these shining centers of learning for the entire world. They didn't just save Greek and Roman knowledge, they built on it, making these huge leaps in science, medicine, and math. They were the guardians of the flame.
And that flame? Oh, it was about to roar back to life in Europe. This quote from the one and only Leonardo da Vinci just perfectly captures the spirit of what came next. The Renaissance. It was the time that was just totally driven by this bottomless curiosity and an absolute passion for discovery.
So what lit the fuse for this rebirth? Well, it was like this amazing engine with 3 crucial interconnected parts all firing at once. It all started with this renewed focus on human potential in both art and science. That curiosity then fueled the age of exploration, which connected the whole planet through trade. And the final piece of the puzzle, the printing press, well, that was the ultimate accelerator. It spread new ideas and discoveries like wildfire.
And all of that brings us to our last chapter. And this is where things get fast, like really fast. Welcome to the Great Acceleration, an era that has completely and totally reshaped every single aspect of human life. 200 years. Just let that sink in for a second. In that tiny little sliver of human history, our world changed more than it had in the previous 2,000 years. That, right there, is the incredible world-shattering power of the Industrial Revolution. This chart right here basically shows that explosion in action. Things like the steam engine just blew the lid off of production. I mean, it just skyrocketed. And as you can see, that also kicked off a revolution in transportation. Railroads started connecting everything. And the result of all that? This massive wave of urbanization, with people flooding into cities for new jobs. It completely remade society.
And from there, it was just one massive leap after another. I mean, think about it. Electricity literally lit up our world. Medical breakthroughs saved millions of lives. We conquered the skies with airplanes, connected the entire globe with computers and the internet, and we even reached for the stars.
You know, when you look around at our world today, all this technology, all this complexity, it's so easy to just take it all for granted, isn't it? But none of this happened by accident. We are all standing on the shoulders of giants. Every single inventor, every philosopher, every builder from every civilization we've talked about has laid a brick in the foundation of our world.
From those first cities on a riverbank to our global digital network, the great arc of civilization is a story of constant, relentless change. But here's the thing. This story isn't over, not by a long shot. We're the ones writing the next chapter right now. So the real question isn't just what's next, it's what are we building on top of this incredible foundation?